The year's 1879, but the history's not our own. Everything changed on July 3rd, 1863, during the Battle of Gettysburg. The dead rose up, the shadows darkened, and a reckoning had begun. Humanity's worst nightmares now walked the waking world. Everything seemed to be headed to hell in a handbasket. Humanity, however, was more resilient than the terrors expected. A secret war began between the darkness and those who would stand against it. A few sturdy folks from all walks of life, from schoolmarms to nuns, from snake oil salesmen to steadfast soldiers, and children to old coots, have risen up to stand between their fellow humans and creatures born in the very pits of hell. Some were fated to fall, but others stood firm. For the next hour or so, sit back and listen to the stories of horror and heroism, recounting of the sacrifices these unsung heroes have made. Enjoy these tales from the Deadlands. Be warned, however, these tales are not for the faint of heart.
That's unacceptable.
Hello and welcome back to the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table actual play production of Tales from the Deadlands. Now, when last we left our weird Western heroes, they had just fought off a bunch of martial artists to rescue one Roderick Pennington-Smyth. Sir Roderick Pennington-Smyth, or Captain Roderick Pennington-Smyth, your choice. And Chuck, seeing the bounty of food that was inside of this safe house, decided to do the right thing and go and get Dr. Tilly and his wagon to come back and treat Pennington-Smyth for his wounds. And that takes round trip about an hour because of traffic and all of that. And it is now, hey, where did my little time thing go? It is now about 20 after 7 at night as everybody rolls back up. And I've started the clock, so that way everything will keep progressing forward. And Tilly, you have spent the past 2 sessions guarding over Dillinger. And Daisy and Charles showed up saying, hey, we found Pennington-Smyth, but we can't move him yet. He needs the treatment of a doctor. And quickly rushed down to get the wagon and stuffed you in with them and took off back to what has got to be one of the most derelict parts of town you've ever seen. And that's where we'll pick back up as you guys roll up. Cassidy and Edmund are both still standing guard outside. People are still walking across the street to pass in front of the building. Daisy is still mostly covered in blood.
As is Charles.
And that's where I'll hand it off to you guys.
All right.
Worst behavior.
He's in there, Doc.
What exactly happened to him again?
He's had the shit kicked out of him by a bunch of martial artists. You'll see their bodies all over the street right around here.
Yeah, you probably, the horse probably stood on a few of them on your way through. Although, we probably would have moved them out of the middle of the street.
Yeah, Edmund would have moved them and stacked them up like cordwood.
So they're more along the side of the building right there.
But Edmund tips his hat to you as you arrive. And he's, ma'am, the captain's inside.
Well, let's go after him.
He'll scoot out of your way. And you can just drag yourself on inside there, Tilly.
And I start moving boxes and barrels.
All right. While you're doing that, I will move that loot into your wagon. There are a total of 9 barrels of rice and 6 crates of varying foodstuffs. All right. Tilly, as you approach, you see a gentleman with gray hair and mustache sitting in a corner. He looks like he was tied up because the ropes are now on the ground. next to him, and while Goodman has definitely done a decent job of keeping him alive, he could definitely use one of your healing tonics to pull him out of this.
All right, well, let's get him one.
Head on up next to him, and
I can't see him.
no, did I not give you extra vision?
She might have to move further into the room.
He is right back there.
I can't get up there.
That is really weird. Oh, move your back in.
Boo! Boo!
Whoop, there we go.
Oh!
All right. So as I said, he's lying there. He's wounded. Go ahead and make that roll.
Weird science.
Ooh, with a success, she manages to heal one of his wounds, which is all she's going to be able to do before that golden hour expires. And he starts to come to, and he looks up and says, excuse me. Looks, sees Charles emptying the room, and Dr. Bates and Goodman standing over and says, I suppose I have you to thank for the rescue.
Morning, Captain.
And you seem to have me at a disadvantage. You know
Name's
who I
Good.
am.
Who are you?
I'll offer him my hand. I'll have been sitting next to him for a little bit. Just kind of chilling here. There's not much I can do other than apply pressure.
I'm Captain Roderick Pennington-Smyth. And I'm hoping that Dillinger sent you to find me.
No, we actually chose to do this on our own, because O'Malley sent us to find you.
You were gone that long and didn't wash the blood off, Chuck?
No time.
Yeah, but you got time to run your mouth. Come on now.
Anyway, thank you for that fine elixir, I guess. There's a problem, though. One which will
What's the problem?
require our immediate attention. That is, if you folks are still willing to help a gentleman out.
There's a lot of evil to stomp out, sir.
Definitely
Where to next?
evil in this one. Now, I'm assuming that my friend Rutherford has doubtless told you that I was not the target of these ruffians' efforts. An artifact I recently had in my possession holds that distinction. I say recently because I was able to hide the device before I was captured while out scouting the hills here. And it would take a lot more than these bastards can dish out to make me talk, unfortunately. I didn't have to hold out. They had one of their bloody mystics pry the secrets right out of my head without so much as a by your leave. They're likely on the way to our treasure's respite right now, and of course I'll be mounting an expedition to stop them without delay. As it is such short notice, and Dillinger being of much limited use in these situations, I could quite use your help, chaps.
Hey, Chuck, I take back what I said about you minding your mouth. I think we need your wagon.
That's why I grabbed it.
You know full well that was an ulterior motive to why you actually grabbed it.
I don't like what you're assuming.
And you're allowed to resent that, but we do have more pressing issues.
Pushes the last barrel.
Yeah, literally. It's like a slide. I don't like what you're insinuating. Sir. Excuse.
Well then,
You calling me a thief? No, but I'm calling you a liar.
if you chaps and ladies are quite willing to help, let us mount up and get moving. The quicker we get to it, the quicker we can make it safe once more.
All right, well,
But
hop on.
won't they know we're coming if they're mystic?
Well, I'm guessing that you put paid to all of these folks and not one of them got away.
Nope, nobody ran away. They knew we were coming, but that didn't stop us from doing what we needed to do. And it won't stop us from doing what we need to do to get this relic. So,
Looking too far into the future, you'll catch a bullet by accident.
And as you guys mount up, and he sits right behind the seat. He doesn't move Daisy off the seat, but he sits right behind and speaks loud enough so that all of you can hear him as you guys are following his directions. He says, "Now, the men who took me, they belong to a thin noodle Maw. He's one of the lieutenants of Big Ears Tam. I'm not sure if you were aware of that."
yeah, Tam told us that and told us that Maw kind of went into business for himself in grabbing you, which he signed off on us coming to get you. So no blowback from Tam on this one.
I wouldn't count on that. These triad leaders are a mite touchy.
I believe that we shouldn't have to worry too much in the all of us sense as far as Big Ears Tam is concerned, sir. There is extenuating circumstances in the moment.
Well, the man who actually grabbed me is Ma's most trusted lieutenant. Rather massive mountain of a man who's simply called the Ox. Now, Ox isn't intelligent in the let's discuss manifest destiny and its effects on the indigenous population sense, but he is cunning like a fox, and quite strong as his namesake, literally.
So we have to make sure he catches 2 bullets then.
Most likely, yes. And would any of you happen to have a pistol I could borrow?
I will. Anders will hand him the sawed-off double barrel.
Okay. And as you guys are leaving, he asks Anders to head back to Rutherford to keep an eye on him.
Says, yes, sir.
All right. So it takes you guys about 2 hours to get there, and it is well after dark. I need to advance my timeline by 2 hours here. And as you get close to the place, it's getting dark. Actually, it is dark out. Does anybody have any light sources?
I sure as shit do.
All right. So I will light up coal on the current location.
I'm not going to call it a light source, but I will light my pipe.
Is it a lantern?
No.
Yeah, it's a lantern.
Okay.
Is there a connection between, like, well, I guess we could hook it on the rails between the horses so it's kind of like out in front.
Oh yeah, we could definitely set it up to light the front of the wagon.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry for making work for you, James, but you can cut this out if you want. But like, I just got the so. What if you took like an actual lantern and like basically just took that and made it into like a bong? Because then it technically is a pipe and a lantern.
The lantern question wasn't for you.
I
Just
know.
in case you thought it was.
No. Like I got there. I did get there, but now I'm also like tangenting really hard. Like I need to be back on my meds, man. This is bad. Like it was happening all day at work too, and like if I don't get the thought out, it just rattles around and gets stupider. And that was probably like as tame as it could have been.
All right. As you come up on the place that he's directing you to, he says, I dropped it in a small hole over OL. And where he's pointing, there isn't a small hole, but there's now a large enough hole for a rather large-sized man to fit in. And there's black soot along the edges and everything. You had to guess somebody took a stick of dynamite to that hole and opened it up a bit.
They like subtly.
And we haven't seen any trace of anybody else around other than this.
Nope. Alright. I am finishing up giving Roderick some shotgun shells. And
Actually, would it make more sense for him to have the Winchester? I didn't realize Edmund wasn't coming with us. I was just giving him one of his guns. The
no,
Winchester
he'll do
seemed
fine
like
with the shotgun.
with the shotgun. Alrighty.
Yep.
Give him something with some cutting power.
Alright. And Rutherford is like, well,
How do I know how much ammo's in my?
if you go to your gear tab, click on the little box with the pencil in it, it should say on the item sheet.
So how do
you
I
have 5
reload
and
it?
6. If you activate it like you were going to shoot it, and once that menu comes up, if you select reload, manual ammo, then you're only one shot shy. Just click on the reload button and it'll
Not
reload.
shooting. Okay.
I have no weapons.
You do have weapons, but they probably...
Got vanished in that funny little update.
Yep, there was a weird update that messed with things. So let me fix your equipment real quick. There we go. You are all good to go again. Yep, it didn't mess with the rest of your ammo, so. Alright. And Captain Pennington says, well, who would like to go down the hole first? Because I have a feeling we'll find them down there looking for the amulet.
Hey, Daisy, I think there's some friends for you to play with down there.
Whoever's carrying the lantern should go first so that we can see.
And you know, that is a very valid point, Chuck. One that I,
Well-
out of character, am completely spacing on because I completely forgot we were having light difficulties.
Say, who has a pistol so they can hold the lantern and shoot with one hand?
I mean, I'm not saying it all points to Daisy, but
Chuck,
Yes, Daisy.
I don't want to go down there.
You're not going to have to lead. You're not going to have to go first.
pass me the lantern, Cole.
And we'll unhook it from the wagon and hand it to him.
Alright.
Chuck,
Yeah, Daisy.
I don't think Mr. Goodman likes me.
He's just cranky today. He's not getting enough to eat, so once we figure out what to do with these rice and noodles, I'll make sure he gets fed.
I think you can make something real good out of it. I give you thumbs up.
Housel, her hair kind of sticky due to the congealing blood. We need to get us a bath after this.
I'm gonna.
I don't know when
be-
my last bath was.
Alright. Let me get
I'm
everybody
gonna be
situated
quietly
here.
praying because nobody else stepped up to do it, and my character knows that this is just going to be like it's that gut feeling that something bad is about to happen, and because I go first, it's going to be bad that happens to me, and it's
There we go.
because of my bad luck.
As each of you scrabble down the hole, you've got kind of a long path ahead of you, a long tunnel, that after the first few feet, it looks natural. You're guessing that the last few feet were natural itself prior, but now it's not from the dynamite blast. And
Would
go ahead.
would I be able to hang the lantern off the end of my Winchester?
You could, but it would cause a -2 to all shooting rolls with it.
I'll take that.
All right.
Because shooting what would be worse, shooting it one-handed,
Yeah,
or
actually.
putting the lantern on it? Because I got an option, and it's not a better one.
All right.
I think I'll take that -2 for sure.
And we don't have anybody who is brawny, do we?
No.
Just Edmund.
Okay.
And he's not with us anymore.
No.
So it's a tight fit at first, but all of you are able to squeeze down pretty easily. And I need everybody to make a notice check.
I'm coming in with a 7.
You can see my dice roll. You can see my dice roll.
Yeah, it was literally just like dice on dice on dice.
She's super happy because she got a new computer.
Yes!
Nobody failed, and Doc got a raise.
Indeed. So we've got Charles with a 7, Doc with an 11, Cole with a 4, Daisy with a 7, and Goodman with a 5. So all of you notice that a number of fresh footprints, all of them shod in what appear to be sandal feet, make their way down the tunnel. Now, Tilly, you notice that one set of those footprints is considerably larger than the rest of them and definitely steps a lot harder. And you would guess that there's about 12 of these folks. Now, as you guys are making your way down, dirt is kind of tearing free and rocks kind of clutter everything, and you're on kind of a downhill slope. So going back up is going to be a little more difficult, but on your way down, it's actually pretty easy. And as you guys come out into the cavern, Goodman, I'm not sure if you can see it on your rendition of the map.
I can.
But I know that our viewers can.
Why?
What is down there?
Not people. Not anymore.
They used to be people.
And
And
looks like there's a bunch of dead people down here.
yeah, it definitely looks like a bunch of dead people. All of them are of the Asian persuasion.
That's a little racist, but we'll allow it.
I mean, they're all Asians.
Yeah, they are Asians. Like, exactly. Like, you're not wrong.
I'm not trying to be racist or anything. Why are you trying to get me in trouble there, Luke?
Ooh.
What the hell, man?
Ooh.
Anyway,
So-
Just this game though, holy crap! Some of the names are wild, like Chinaman. Oh man,
it is all done not with any disrespect, but with accuracy to history.
And it does it so well. We do love it.
All right. Dead bodies.
You see a bunch of dead bodies.
Do they look like the martial artists we fought previously?
They are all wearing the same types of robes. And as you guys get to about there, I'm going to pause this for a moment. As the whole room suddenly shakes, not from an earthquake like you would expect out here, but from a bestial roar.
Yep. Because I was going to just check and see if any of them had lanterns.
I need everybody to make a spirit test at -4.
That's mean.
Oh no.
And that is going to include...
Like the dark -4? Or
any
the better
-4
rolls?
will work.
Okay, I didn't know if it mattered. I'm sorry.
Hot.
All
Is this a
right.
fear test?
It is not a fear test.
Do I have the right number of bennies?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I thought I was supposed to have one more.
All right, I'll go ahead and spend a Benny on mine.
How important is this roll?
You'll know here in a moment.
I'll spend a second, Benny.
I'm also spending a second penny.
Ooh, these guys are all coming in pretty low. Daisy's at a 1 right now. Cole's at a 9, which gives him a raise even with the -4.
Yeah,
Tilly
I'm
is
going
at
to
a
hold
1.
at my 2.
Nope, I have
Chuck
a
is at a
1.
2.
I aced with a D10 spirit.
Yeah, Goodman is good. All right, so Charles, you're not spending anything more.
You know,
Tilly?
I've already spent 2 bennies. I might need to keep one.
Tilly, are you gonna stay at the 1 that you got?
Yeah, I'm going to stay.
All right. Cole is okay with that 9. Daisy came out with a 1 still. So, Daisy, do you want to spend another Benny before I tell everybody what happens? Or
No, I'm okay.
all right. So Charles is shaken. Goodman is.
You said this
not.
wasn't a fear test, right?
It is not a fear test. Cole was not. I don't think.
Cole and I both got raises.
Okay. Daisy is shaken.
How's our boy here?
And Tilly, I'm going to move you right just onto the map there, Tilly.
Mm.
You
Oh,
are
sure.
shaken as well. And for Rutherford, or not Rutherford, for Roderick, he gets a spirit test. Oops.
Test this man. His resolve.
All right. He has a -4 to that. So let's roll it for him. He will be shaken as well. And as soon as that roar happens, you guys can vaguely see a creature coming out of the darkness. And that is where we will begin the fight.
What in the sweet son of a biscuit is that?
The good news is it does not provoke a fear check.
Well, that is good news.
All right, coming up, let's see, from his level-headed, Sir Pennington-Smyth gets an 8. And at the top, we have a guy back here who is going to try and break his shaken. He is going to pass, but he is staying there. So he will hold.
I don't know what guy you're talking about, but what I know is that the name of this thing is the Waiting Doom, and I do not like that.
Not waiting.
Wailing.
Here.
Wailing.
I like Waiting Doom better, though.
Right?
Me too. It was waiting in this cave for us to come find it. Oh no.
All right, and on Queen
You showed
of
it to my
Spades-
birthday party!
Queen of Spades, we have Dr. Tilly Bates. Doc, do you wish to try and break that shaken?
Yes.
Breaking shaking.
Click that roll spirit button.
Hot.
All right, you are no more shaken. And what do you wish to try and do? And how many actions are you going to take to do it?
15.
I just need to move forward a little bit and see what's going on.
All right. And remember, if you want to put a waypoint in to make a turn, you just hit the space bar.
Okay.
So as you get a little closer, you can see at the very edge of the light is what looks like a humanoid-shaped blob of dirt. And you can see the wiggly worms and crumbling stone in its body. Its legs are kind of like thick tree trunks, while its fists have been shaped into hammers of gray stone. And you can see 2 black eyes that kind of have morphed through its skull. And they are moving, not like normal eyes would, but they're actually changing position on the head as it's looking around.
Oh my god.
All right. And is that all you're going to do?
Is
move
it
forward and
moving?
see- Oh, yes. It is moving.
All right. Well, can I move forward again?
Yep, you can keep moving until you're out of pace, unless you want to run. And while we are here, I am going to, for those of you watching and for my players, I'm going to show you guys what this actually looks like.
Holy smokes.
And
it's not wailing like... It's wailing like beating your ass. Okay, that makes more sense.
That
It's like-
clears it up.
It's like Tim Burton made Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas out of concrete.
I mean,
It's like a printing
just looks
press
like
and a
his
construction
hands is-
site fucked and had a baby.
They didn't finish his hands.
His hands are just rock.
It's like Tim Burton drew Clayface from Batman.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's all I'm going to do for this round.
all right. That takes us to Charles. Charles, you can see this creature as well. Oh, and you are no longer shaken with a 6 on that spirit check.
Well, unlike the good doctor, Charles shoots first and asks questions later. So we are going to pull up the lever action shotgun, and we're going to blast it with some buckshot.
All right.
I'm just going to go single action this time. See what happens here.
You hit it square in the chest with that 7.
All right.
I don't think that's going to be the hard part.
All right. And you see some of the shot kind of bounces off the rocky part of it, and the rest of the shot kind of buries itself into the dirt. But beyond that, it does not seem to have done much of anything to it. This critter is tough.
Yeah, because I can read what the toughness is. I'm not going to say it out loud because that is a bad.
As Charles retreats.
I didn't
All right.
retreat, I just took a strategic step backward.
I can't remember if Roderick passed.
I didn't see a roll for him.
He did his unshaken thing. He had like a trait that he got to roll with at the start of the round.
Oh yeah, he did do that. He failed.
No, Roderick hasn't done anything yet.
Roderick failed with he had a -3 total.
He
Okay.
failed, but then I thought you did something that like unshook him.
No, that was Ox, who's hiding in the background.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah,
he
no.
should be shaken. So I'm going to make his
Shook as heck.
unshaken check, and he does break free of it.
Jesus
he kind of
Christ.
staggers forward because he is wounded. He gets up to there, and he is going to shoot right past Tilly with his shotgun. All right, this is short range. This is going to be shooting buckshot. It is in the darkness out there, so that's going to be dim because of the light. And he shoots. Oh, look at that.
He scores.
He scores as the double barrel shotgun goes off, only firing 1 round. He hits it with a raise. Let's see if he does anything to it. And he does not. And he looks a little perplexed himself. And that takes us on to Cole.
All right. So I see this big old hunk of dirt. And it looks like some people are trying to stand forward and fight it. I'm going to make the judgment call something smarter as the ranger here. I'm going to tell everybody to fall back through the tighter part, so it has trouble trying to squeeze through, and then we can pick it off from there.
Okay.
Perfect show. Couldn't agree more.
Yep, and I'm gonna pull back to here and pull up the Gatling rifle.
Go hide behind the child. That's the brave ranger way.
Hey, she's getting ready to move.
You gonna shoot it with the?
Oh, not from this range. I'm getting ready for next turn.
All right, that takes us to it, and it senses intruders, and it just comes barreling forward right up to Doc Tilly, because she happens to be the closest, and it's going to take 2 actions. It's going to swing once with each arm. So as the first arm comes around, just like that, it is not really all that angry yet, so it's not going to do a wild attack. Oh,
But that it needs to.
It doesn't need it.
Oh,
It barely hits her because the difference in scale. And how much does it hurt her for? Tilly is taking 5 wounds as that first hammer fist just slams right into her ribs. Let me apply it. And does Tilly wish to try and soak that?
yes.
Can we just talk about the fact you almost aced the D12? That was terrifying.
All right.
That's a good raise.
So she ends up only taking 3 wounds from that. She is still on death's door. And it sees that she is still standing, and it swings back around with its other fist. Let's see if it hits her this time. Oh, it misses. I don't know why it made a gunshot wound for smack or gunshot.
It's even funnier when it's the martial artists fighting us and like they're like using punches and kicks, but they literally are still gunshot sound effects. It's like, hey, yeah.
I need to go through and fix those sound effects.
All I know is that Tilly just about got fisted to death, and this is not okay.
You have to have fists in order to get fisted. She literally got hammered. It's points of contention. Whatever.
All right, that takes us to Goodman. Goodman, you saw Tilly just get absolutely wrecked by this thing.
Jesus Christ. Now, can I use my full action to try and... you know what? Fuck. I can't believe this is about to be how this is going to go down. Let's do it. I am running over here with the light, and I'm going to scream and yell and shout as I aim and shoot at it.
All right.
My
Are
penalties
you
on
trying
this?
to intimidate it?
I'm trying to make it want to come and get me so that you guys can back the fuck up.
There would be no penalties because you didn't run. And are you only taking 1 action?
Is it an action to like do something like an intimidation or
Yes.
anything like that?
A taunt, yeah.
A taunt?
Yeah, okay, so I'd like to do a taunt.
Okay. Looks
And-
like you're
and
going
I'm
to have
gonna
to do
do-
it unskilled.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do 2 actions. So
Make sure you
unskilled.
click that 2 action button on each one.
Yeah, so we have. I'm gonna shoot first. Might as well get that out of the way.
Okay. Are you using slugs?
I'm using slugs. I've clicked them.
All right.
And multi-action, 2 actions.
Ooh, that is going to be a hit.
Hot. Okay. They
Not a
only needed a
raise.
hit. Not a raise.
Re-roll that because you didn't double-click to turn him red, did you?
The turn. Damn it,
Turn the
no,
button red.
It didn't persist through the thing. Hang on. Okay, so
Yeah, when you
damage.
want it to persist, you have to hit it twice. Oh. That took a chunk of dirt off, but that is a about as good as it got with that hit.
Okay, and then the unskilled attempt for the taunt.
Oh, and let's see what it gets on its resistance roll. Do you want it distracted or vulnerable with that?
Okay. Which one would be more beneficial to getting Doc Tilly the fuck out of the front line?
Distracted.
Distracted is its rolls, vulnerable is our rolls.
Yeah, distracted.
All right. So,
Hey, you ugly piece of concrete! Over here!
and as you're shouting at it like that, one eye tracks around the side of its head. So one eye is looking at you, and the other eye is looking at Tilly.
Oh God! So let me give you where my brain went with that. So I bring up the gun and shoot, and take this big fucking chunk of the concrete out of it, and then the eye swivels around to the hole where the concrete was.
Yeah, it literally just moves.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's unsettling. Oh God, this thing's so fucking cool, and it's gonna kick the shit out of me. Oh God. Okay,
All right, Daisy.
that's my turn.
Daisy, you
Unshake
see this
time.
big scary thing.
Do I click the roll spirit on here, or do I actually have to?
Yeah,
roll
click the
spirit?
roll spirit in the chat box. Oh, Daisy is not unshaken as she gets a critical failure. The good news, though, is that she could still spend a Benny to break the shaken.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yep.
Okay. So I
Break
just
the shake.
hit a Benny.
Yeah.
Like that.
I will remove the shaken.
I don't know. I've never shaken, so I don't know
Yeah,
how this works.
that's a little weird for you.
Oh.
All right, so
I also missed earlier. Remember?
yeah, I do.
Shook.
Okay, so what's Daisy going to do? The light went forward. You're in short range.
Oh, can you see everything that I do?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Chuck is still here, but Chuck started moving back.
Mm-hmm.
This thing scared me.
It didn't scare you so much as the wail just kind of rattled you all the way through your bones.
Oh, so it really is like
A
screaming.
wailing. Yes.
Okay.
I was like half joking. It probably does both. Like it's a very
Oh, it's very good
dual-faceted
at
thing.
both.
For something that doesn't have fingers or opposable thumbs, it doesn't fucking need them. It does it all.
Okay, Daisy, what you thinking?
I am.
You are much smaller than this thing.
So that means it'd be harder for it to hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Easier for me to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna shoot it once
Okay.
and see what it likes.
All right.
Okay, here it goes.
That is a hit with a raise because of that +4 scale bonus that you got. Go ahead and click
I
that
feel like
raise
I
damage.
shouldn't get a raise on a gun.
Why not? It's much easier to hit a target that size.
Okay, I guess. I was thinking it was because I was small, but it's because it's big.
Mm-hmm. And right now, your damage is at 11. You want to spend a Benny on that, or are you going to leave that as it is?
Is that any damage to it?
No, that doesn't even get past its toughness yet.
I don't know. One of them was a 1. I don't know.
I mean, you have 3 bennies left.
There's an ace.
Yeah.
Got closer,
14.
but did not punch through.
I was so
Okay.
close to damaging it.
I'm
So
gonna
close.
leave it there.
Okay. You going to move it all, or?
Where is? Who's this?
That is Cole. Although it's hard, it's almost
I saw
impossible
Cole
to see
past
him.
me though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost impossible to see him because of how dark it is.
Yep, I told you to hide in the skinny area, though.
Cole said to come up here. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout out, Chuck! Chuck! Come here, Chuck!
And this guy is going to take advantage of the fact that you guys have this creature distracted.
Who's Ox?
The big mofo that we were warned about.
He is going to go running through there. Going farther, nope. So he is going to have to run.
Since he has the red Joker, does that mean we get a Benny?
Hi, Cheryl, I guess.
He did. He only gets 1 more inch of movement. So he gets up to there. Yeah, you can barely see him. And that takes us into round 2.
Wait.
Sir Roderick, with his level-headed, is going to get the Queen of Diamonds. And that makes him first. And he is going to take a moment, and he is looking this thing over, up and down. As he does, he is going to pull back smartly. And then, let's see, what was the roll for that? He gets a free occult check. Oh. All right. And he succeeds. So as he moves over and he's looking at it, he says, friends, look, up there near his front eye. You should see a small garnet there. I think if you shoot that and destroy it, it should destroy the creature. And with that, he's going to follow his own advice. He is making it a called headshot, because he is aiming for something that is at a minus, I think that was a -4 to hit. Nope, that's a -6 to hit. So let me turn off called headshot, because that sucker is tiny.
In there. It's in there.
And he shoots. Oh, wow.
He scores!
He does hit it.
How the shit?
However, did that?
Didn't give any bonus to the damage.
No, it's not going to. Because
It just changes the toughness of it.
Yeah, it changes the toughness. All right, so that. Where is it?
Interesting. He did that with 2 wounds as well.
Right? This dude's a badass.
Okay,
He
so
just needs the cap.
you see small chunks of that garnet break off, and that just kind of lets you know where it's at. That brings us to its turn. And
Hi, buddy.
having been hurt in a way that actually can hurt it, he is going to move around to here. And then he targets Captain Pennington-Smyth and swings a smash at him with a wild attack. And with his first one, he misses. And that was with his right hammer fist. With his left hammer fist, all of you are a bit shook as you see it swings wildly and the arm passes into the wall next to it and then slides back out of the wall as he swings his fist around. 2 actions. Wild attack. And roll. And he misses again. But you saw that arm pass right through the rock and dirt wall of this cavern. That takes us to Cole. The good news, Cole, is it's completely lit up for you.
It is. I'm going to move over here slightly so I have a straight shot on it. And we are going to unload this Gatling rifle on that little ruby.
All right, so it's going to be
That's
a
kinda my
minus
thinking.
6 to hit.
You can't called shot with full auto,
yeah,
if
you
I
cannot
recall
called shot.
correctly.
Well, damn it. Well, I figured I would know that, so I'll switch to my shotgun. I'll leave the Gatling rifle there and grab my shotgun and shoot it.
Okay.
So target him, double barrel, minus 6. And shooting slug, and roll.
Oh, that is going to be a miss.
We will go ahead and spend a Benny on that.
And
Identical
that is
roll.
Still a miss.
We will go ahead and spend our last Benny on that.
You feel like this is important?
Yep, and another identical roll.
Wow, that was
Still a miss.
rude. What the fuck, game?
All right, well, I guess I in turn.
It was like, no, you rolled a miss. I'd like to spend a bet. No. It's the hot and
All
ready
right.
principle.
Daisy, you heard what this guy said. As my wife looks at me and mouths the words, what did he say?
Shoot the shiny
Really
gem in the
I'm
middle of
sorry.
his forehead.
Destroy his crystal.
Repeat it for all of our listeners that were not paying attention either while you talk.
So
His gem. Destroy it.
Yeah.
Give me the short.
the short of it is Captain Pennington-Smyth took a moment to look this thing over
Uh-huh.
and shouted, shoot it in the garnet right up by its eyes.
Oh, okay.
And you see a small gem right up next to one of its eyes.
Okay. I did hear that he was shooting something, but because you said a minus
It's a
6.
minus 6 to hit that.
He's got a silly, funny weak point just for us.
If anyone else is talking, I can't hear them.
You can't hear them?
Because you disconnected from the Discord.
Yep,
Oh,
you
yeah, you
disconnect.
disconnected from the Discord.
Oh, okay. That would be why.
I did mention that happened when it happened, but like
You
nobody
were
did anything.
talking. I was talking. I mean,
Okay.
Daisy's
Yeah,
going to have
full of
a
beans.
real good chance of hitting this.
Daisy has probably the best chance of hitting this thing.
Okay. A minus 6.
Yep.
How do I do a minus 6 on here?
Under modifiers for better rolls, just click the -2 and the -4.
Okay. Okay, here goes nothing.
Indeed. Oh, that is a hit. You want to go fishing for raises? Because right now, with the scale difference, the fact that it is vulnerable, that is completely canceling out all of... Oh, she went for the penny.
That didn't help any though, did it?
And the fishing for raises didn't work. All right, go ahead and roll damage. And you hit that thing, and it kind of ricochets right off the garnet. It was worth a shot.
A shot.
All right.
In this economy?
That takes us to Goodman. Goodman, you can't see this garnet that they're talking about, but you do notice that that one eye is still tracking on you.
So I'm going to continue to attempt to distract it. I want it to like be as like fucking confused as possible because obviously it's trying to stop the people in front of it. But if I can keep drawing its attention back to me with like the big waving light and doing things, I'm just taking a look at some of my gear because I'm seeing if there's anything I could use. nothing particularly to like go out of my way with, but I think I'm gonna just take a shot. I'm just going to spend my turn shooting it, and I'm going to move. Over here to try and get a better look at this thing to try and see if I can't.
About 5 inches to the east. And that does give you kind of a better view of that guy to the south of you. And not only is this creature big, but this dude is large and in charge as well. Not quite as big as the creature, but he's definitely a very large guy who looks very, very ugly. Like, if he, when he was born, looks like his mama threw him up through the ugly tree, caught him as he fell back down, and threw him back up another 3 times.
Oh, I thought you was going to say the doc slapped his mom instead of him.
I mean, that could have happened too. All right, go ahead and take your shot. And the eye on that thing did disturbingly track with you.
Of course it did. And I can't see the garnet yet, obviously, from my vantage point.
No, it's currently facing Pennington-Smyth.
Okay. Click them till they're red, baby. So we are shooting.
That is a hit with a raise.
And just to make sure, it did save, so slug damage, raise damage.
Oh,
I'm sending a Benny on that.
So close. Oh, there's the
shit.
raise.
That was the most worth it Benny of all time. Get fucked, you piece of shit. 3 wounds. Soak that.
Don't challenge James to soak wounds.
I'm not trying to, but this thing, damn.
All right, it is going to attempt to soak because it is a wild card.
Yeah, it is.
Its first attempt is going to be an outright failure. I don't like that because it's rolling d10s. There we go.
Christ.
All right, and since you
It
spoke
stopped
that, we're going to spend that to get a
2-0.
Benny and spend the Benny for my 7th son to stop its Benny.
All right. Well played, sir.
Stack
So-
the deck.
It is back on Death's Door. It is not looking so hot as you just blow a huge chunk right out of its upper torso. And that takes us to Dr. Tilly Bates. Doc, it is in melee with you.
But
You
it's
need to break
shaken,
your
so you
shaken.
can back away once you try to break your shaken.
It's shaken and distracted.
It should not be distracted anymore.
Just vulnerable.
Yeah, it's just vulnerable.
Vulnerable, that one, yeah.
All right. It's saying I lost connection with my browser. There it goes. It got it back. All right.
That is
So
a
I'm
failure.
going to spend a Benny to break that shaken there.
I am.
There we go. All right. What do you want to do, Doc?
How many actions can I take?
Up to 3.
Okay.
But each
So I
time
think
you take a... Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Movement is not an action, and like he was saying, each additional action has a -2 to all actions.
And you already have a -3 from your wounds, so keep that in mind.
Okay. So I do want to move about up here.
Okay.
Why did that leave me down at the bottom?
You moved up to here.
Because it's like a ghost kind of.
Oh, it keeps track of where you started your movement
That's
from.
Okay.
It's so that you know where you went for the duration of your turn. Once the turn's over, it finalizes it. So basically,
Got
take that
it.
as a working as intended.
So I think because the guns don't really seem to be doing much to it, let's throw some flamethrower at it.
I mean, that's a solid plan. I see why you moved where you did.
I can remember how to use it.
What is the melting
There's my
point of
cone.
garnet? What's the point of heat for magic flamethrower?
I love that.
Man, I'm asking a lot of questions that have a lot of implications that matter very little in scenarios like this. I wonder the garnet.
Do I need to roll as well, or
yes, you do need to roll as well to see if it goes off. Oh, there's an ace on that.
Hot, yes, dude.
Hit with a raise. Click that raise button.
where's the raise button?
It is the plus D6. Right now? Hold on.
He didn't have it targeted.
Okay. That is not a wound, even though it says 2.
Man, even against the fire, eh? It is made of stone.
It is made of stone.
Yeah, it is made of stone.
I figured I could burn the garnet. I don't know.
Hey,
It was worth a try.
Yeah, for real. Like, it wasn't a bad idea at all.
You can finish your movement if you want to get out of its range.
Yeah, I want to at least move up to there.
Did not update on mine, so I'm going to refresh my browser. And then... Oh. It still doesn't show that you moved on my screen.
I moved, I promise.
She moved ever so slightly.
Okay.
I moved as much as it would let me.
I think it might be because she's on death's
Wounded.
door.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Charles, you are up, sir.
All right. So in Mandarin, I yell out to the big guy, help and live, because I don't speak fluent Mandarin, but I can get the point across.
All right. Let's see here. Make that language Mandarin check.
Oh, I actually have to make a check for it?
Oh, yes.
Welcome
Heat
to
of battle.
skills.
Heat of battle. You're hoping you're saying it right.
Well,
It wasn't a critical failure.
that's true.
So you're not sure if he understood you or not.
That's fine. I pull out my knife,
Okay.
and I'm going to run up to this thing, and I'm going to attempt to pry the garnet out because it's shaken. It's got chunks missing out of it.
All right.
So-
It has the same called shot penalty.
Yep. I'm just being descriptive more for the listeners, since,
They're
rather
listening.
than say, yeah.
As Charles Wagner runs up to the horrific clay hammer-handed thing.
And I am going to go wild on this.
All right.
He decided to go buck wild.
Oh, that is a pair of aces on that.
Yeah, that was hot.
And that gets you 2 raises on it. Go ahead and roll that raise damage. Or you
I
rolled
do not.
damage, didn't you already?
No, I just rolled a fighting check. I didn't actually pull the knife
okay.
out.
That makes sense.
So there we go. Let's try that.
Okay, so that will shake it.
A second time.
Indeed, but you were aiming for the garnet, which has its own set of wounds. So that was. Damn it. It is. Okay. That was 15 points of damage you did. And it shatters. And as it does, this creature lets out another wail. As it falls to the ground, quite defeated. Let me find him. There he is. And I will remove him from the initiative tracker. And as we get to that point, this big guy who's still down here, it's coming up to his turn. And He screams out something in a language that none of you understand. And that's what we'll pick up next time on Tales from the Deadlands.
Is that the name of our show?
That is the name of our show.
You stuttered.
Thanks for listening, everybody, or watching, as the case may be. By the time you guys see this episode, the poll will be over, so I won't even mention it. But keep an eye on our Twitter feed for polls and things like that. And we will see you all next time.
I won't. I'm legally blind.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
I'm not.
And here we are with another French lesson with Daisy.
Okay, Daisy. Today, let's learn how to say hello and goodbye. Are you
Hello.
ready? No,
I know
in French,
that.
Daisy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. When you want to say hello, you say bonjour.
Boner.
Bonjour.
Boner.
And when we want to say goodbye, it's au revoir.
Ovary.
Au revoir.
Ovary.
All right, let's
Boner. Ovary.
Yep. Boner ovary, everybody.
Thank you once again for listening to another lesson in French with Daisy and Charles.
Savage Worlds game system, and the Deadlands Weird West Savage setting, both of which are available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Consent Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings, and unique characters, locations, logos, and trademarks are all copyright of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Tales from the Deadlands, Knights of the Smith Dinner Table, and all of its logos are property of Knightsmith Games, LLC. For more information, head to www.knightsofthesmithdinnertable.com.